Hello guys, and yes, welcome to another video on the Comedy Gaming YouTube channel. Today we are at Suzuka Circuit in the GT3 Cars on Gran Turismo 7. We are at, well, I just said where we're at. We are in the Porsche 911 and we're starting in 10th position. However, we've already made it up to 9th position, starting on the racing medium tyres, and we'll go to the racing soft tyres, as a lot of other people I'm expecting will go to that on lap 6 out of 10. So this is Daily Race C. We will be featuring Daily Race A later on in the video, but this is probably my favourite race of the three this week. The only problem is they've not really, PD haven't really, they have messed up a bit. Because although you can have strategy, you're just going to get held up if you start on the softs. So everybody is going from the mediums to softs pretty much on lap 6. So it's not really that strategic, this race at all, which is sad because it could be a really good race, but sadly it isn't. Anyway, we move up to 7th position there due to lots of people going off the circuit. We're now behind the other Porsches. We nearly go into the rear end of MIB Racing. That was a very close call, as Predator is going to get back past us, the Frenchman. So we fall back down to 8th position. We're going to crucially maintain within slipstream distance, which is 3/4 of a second of the two Porsches ahead. The Nissan Skyline GTR 2013 is the meta car. It's OP round here. However, I like to go in the Porsche because it still seems reasonably competitive, and we all like a little bit of a change, don't we? It's a bit boring, isn't it? Just all the same cars. So I thought, let's try and mix it up a bit. So here we go. We got two Porsches ahead of us though, so as you can see, this car is actually pretty decent indeed. And that's a good thing to see, that we know it's not just us using this car. There are other people that think it's pretty decent as well. So we're going to skip ahead soon as we enter the S's for the second time round. There's lots of dirty air kicking in here. Got Dot 183 behind us, the other fellow Brit, and it's MEL or Mel in the lead of the race. Only 5 seconds ahead of us though, 6 actually I think. As we skip ahead to lap 6, we are now behind MIB Racing. Predator has pulled away from us ever so slightly, as the yellow flag is now out. And what is that for? Oh, there's a car off on the circuit. It's TRGX Fire, I think that name was. So that was one of the leading cars, maybe the leader in fact. But that does put us back up to 7th position again, and 6th is right on the playing cards, as it's not too far ahead. However, the driver behind is much less than a second behind. As you can see, he is peeking through in the radar in the GTR. Of course he is, because everybody pretty much is in the GTR. Especially if you were to look at some high lobbies, we go very, very deep indeed into the hairpin. Stick it in second gear. At least you get a decent run out of it as we head up to Spoon. The leader, Mel, really has got a very big lead indeed now, as you can see on the mini-map top right. And the German in front of us, also driving the Porsche, has now pulled away a little bit, but hopefully we can gain back up to him due to not having any dirty air. So it's just, but we are going to be under pressure from the GTR behind, going up to 130R. You don't really want to go side by side through this bend, as it might end in tears. You can do it, but you're going to lose quite a lot of time, even if there isn't any contact. However, MIB Racing's going to go wide up ahead of us. We're going to go through them. What an overtake. You don't often see that on TV or YouTube, people going through other people. It's quite an obscure way of overtaking. There's lots of people peeling into the pits. So that's put us up to the top 5 positions, everybody. 5th position, as we set a 2:01.7 second lap time on that 4th lap. Going around turn 1 and turn 2, quite a hard corner to get perfectly right. as MIB Racing has fallen way back. We've now got... Oh, I can't read that guy's name behind, sorry guys. But then we got TCR GP8 Alpha. Also in our team, we're TCR. We've only just recently joined that team, so yes, hopefully we can get some better results with other people helping us out. This is a very clean club, and it's good to see. However, there is a 2-second gap up ahead, and we're on our own to bridge that gap. The next lap is going to be our in lap, so I hope that we will actually be able to make up some ground there, because we probably will be falling down the order when everyone else doesn't pit that's already pitted. But as we zoom forward in time to the 6th lap, we're just going to come in to the pits now. We have gained a little bit on the cars ahead, but it is now the TCR driver behind. It's a top 3 for Frenchmen. The Frenchmen really are shifting, aren't they? It's quite incredible to see that, all the Frenchmen everywhere. But as we come out of the pits, we end up in P8, that is. But we have gained, I think, a little bit of time on the GTRs ahead somehow through pitting. It is 2 white GTRs ahead, both Frenchmen, Mad Mike and TC Test. I think I know that name from somewhere, I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments if you know that name. But anyway, talking about you guys, if you do enjoy this, hit the like button. Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed this, what I should do next. And if you feel like it, hit the subscribe button. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later. But anyway, back to the racing. We've really gained on TC Test due to this fresh, softer compound rubber. And we're well within slipstream distance. So we're going to be right up his rear end going through the hairpin. But as this thing is an MR car, mid-engined rear-wheel drive, it is a bit weird. It's a bit broken, all these MR cars, apart. Although the GTR, it doesn't have the problem, since, as I think I'm right in saying, its engine is planted in the front of the vehicle. It also looks pretty cool, the GTR. Yeah, I really do like it. Also guys, we have got the TCR paint scheme on our car. We've gone really overboard with TCR stuff. No, you can't buy any TCR merchandise or anything from me guys, no. I'm not the head of that. It's TCR Tidgeny on YouTube, just search up Tidgeny. He does loads of Gran Turismo 7 stuff. He does weekly, guys. Please go and look at him. If you look at me, you'll enjoy his videos as well. But TC Test has just about pulled away from the slipstream. The Aston Martin in the pits there, we're going to gain a position from him. HMJ, you ought to know, I think his name was. A very weird strategy coming in from the mediums on lap 7. You would have thought that you want to maximise the soft compound, but obviously he didn't, or maybe mistimed it. It's Predator in the Porsche ahead with a 4-second penalty, so that's really going to dump him down the drain, ruin his race. He'll fall behind probably all 3 of us. In fact, no, he definitely will, as the Frenchman TC Test is going to go straight through, and we try to avoid him for not any real reason. But I'm hoping for a pretty good race with TCR GP8 Alpha behind, because he is in the TCR group, and that's a nice clean club. He fakes me down the inside, and that compromises my run on the exit of the chicane. The final chicane, as we enter the final lap of the race now. We're going to defend heavily as we change camera by accident. We're going to squeeze into the outside, but we're going to have to back out at turn 1 on the Christmas Carol car. Look at the snowman on the back. He's got red eyes, I think. It's a bit scary. But a good karma strikes, as when we're really clean and we let him by, there's another car off, so we're going to reclaim 5th position. So the 2 TCR drivers in this lobby, both in the top 5. It's beautiful to see, and we're the leading Brit by far as well, so that's another positive, as we've set our personal best just a few laps ago. Lap 8, 1:58.7 second lap time, and you can see TCR GP8 Alpha really does have the pace advantage over me, probably because he's in the GTR, I'm in the Porsche. And he's already pulled away quite a big gap from myself. And we're gonna light the rear tyres up as we exit the hairpin, trying to get the power planted down to the ground, but we're failing because it's mayhem, this race, and this car doesn't really have much traction at all. So it's wheel spin city, I think you call it. We're running a little bit deep into the final end of the spoon, the final bit of spoon. It's one turn technically, I think, but anyway, so we're gonna go along the long straight to 130R now, still tucked quite close up behind the Frenchman of TCR Driving Academy, I guess. But we're not really going to be able to do much. Is he going to be able to do anything on TC test for the final turns? No, he isn't. So that is going to be us coming across the line for a good, solid top 5 finish. Very well done, me, I think you can say. And we zoom on to the second race of this video and the last race. We are at Daytona Tri-Oval International Speedway, Daytona, in the newly added Chevrolet Corvette C8. These are probably my favourite car of the updates. You probably will see me driving some other cars though from the update in latter videos. And what you need to do here is make friends at the early stages of the race, and then right on the final corner pretty much of the final turn and the final lap. That doesn't make sense, but still, I think you get what I mean. You betray them. So we've already gone past one car, the Spaniard, I think that is, and as you can see, we are bump drafting FM Racing 03. It doesn't really matter that we're in 9th position of this 7-lap race though, because we get slipstream, and that brings me on to slipstream, because it's crucial around here. You can see the Spaniard, we were going quite a fair bit faster than him. We weren't going a million miles an hour faster than him. And you can see in the top right hand corner of your screen on the mini-map, that blue dot zooming around that's really far behind me in the red arrow, that's Spaniard. So he's really fallen off the train a bit. So we're going to get a bump draft, I think, from behind there. And a weird bump draft happening. Weird bump draft physics happening there as we nearly lose the back end. We had to back off the throttle there, nearly saying hello to Barry R. So we're going to try and tuck in the slipstream. This was a crucial part of my race. If we didn't do that, we might have been out of the entire thing and be 11th position finish, which, if I'm going to be honest, it's not great. It's not great at all. Actually, no, the guy that fell behind was a German. Sorry, geography enthusiasts. I'm not one myself, by the way. As we're going to give the Frenchman of FM Racing a little bump by accident, it has to be said, and we're going to go past JP 555 GT in, it has to be said, a beautiful looking Corvette. It really does have to be said. Is he going to fall out of slipstream? I think he might, and yes, he's fallen out. That's probably his race over as well now. However, look at what's going on up ahead. We'll have to have a look at that in the bloopers at the end of the video, but absolute mayhem going on up there, and we're now promoted up to the top 5, 5th position, as it's all going to be kicking off here, nearly 3 wide between the 2 Spaniards, the 2 Frenchmen, and me, the Brit. And you can see there the 2 guys ahead of me, the Spaniard and the Frenchman, FM Racing involved. They're really going at it. Lots of contact there as we get absolutely sent to a sentence in the Shadow Realm. We're going to say hello to Barry R again by accident this time. Not many people normally say hello to him on purpose, which is quite sad actually. But yeah, that's our race over unless we can stay in slipstream now. We're going to go for a 46.5 second lap time there. But we are just within it still, but they've got more momentum than us, because look at how close they are to each other compared to me and the gap in front of myself to them. So it's not going to go too well, I'm expecting, for myself. Will we be gaining on them here? I don't think we will, because they're going to be bump drafting, and that's exactly what we don't want. But I'm hoping for maybe a little bit of carnage at the very end of the race to possibly, just possibly, gain us 1 or 2 positions if they really go at it and crash. But as we move on to the final lap of this video and the race, they're not looking as though they're going to be crashing or having any drama anytime soon, because they're all in a single file line, bump drafting and storming away from me. However, we are actually gaining on the leader, which I thought was very interesting at the time. And also something very interesting, we just went purple without any slipstream. Very odd, I know, guys, but I guess that works. There's someone getting reset miles behind us. That's a very unfair reset, if I may say so myself, but I'm not complaining. It's just another position up as the guys ahead swapping positions, but we're not going to be close enough, even though we are gaining on them, and so it's going to be a 4th position finish for us, but chaos at the line. And now on to the bloopers. So if you did enjoy this video, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. And it's just absolute mayhem. Then this guy, an innocent bystander, what's going to happen to him? 4-second penalty.